Okay, so last winter, I almost burned the barn down. So this year, spring, summer, I didn't have to buy any hay at all. Well, for one, we didn't have cows this year, and the pigs don't really need it. Hopefully there's no snakes. Almost feel like we are outgrowing this little shed already. I think I just need to better utilize some of the space. Like these nettings, I need to put them up. I'm not gonna do that this week, but I need to do that. This is our, fall cleanup. We have spring cleaning and fall cleanup. I had this small pile of debris, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna burn it real quick, just to get rid of it. Next thing I knew, the fire started to spread a little bit, and I wasn't too panicky about it. I thought, okay, it's spreading a little bit, no big deal. But then it started getting more, and then more. I started it right here, and slowly it started to spread. There's the barn, right around there, and it spread all the way out here. Now, mind you, this was when our pasture area and this grass was very dry. Also, guys, don't let a Californian start a fire. I almost burned the place down. Fun, I guess we could laugh about it now, but at the time, it wasn't too funny. But we got under control. It was before we had these rain collection systems right here, and then over there, the blue barrels. And when we had just a single hose coming from the barn. There's the barn, and the fire was like right here. So almost this little bit more, and this barn would have went up in flames. The only hose that we had from the barn was just a trickle coming out because it was kind of still in the morning and things were still frozen.
So I'm here standing by this window, and I turn around and I look and I see this giant fire out there. It wasn't tall, but it was wide and it was low and it was spreading really fast, and I can see flames, and I just see him running around. I think at that point, I think he was trying to get a hose that was caught. And so I dropped what I was doing. I think Penelope and I were doing school. I dropped what we were doing, and I said, Penelope, we need to go outside now. Grab a bucket, fill up some water. She was doing that, and thankfully that was what helped as well. But I started stepping on the fire with my boots, my chore boots. That was the only thing I could do because it was spreading so quickly. It was a low fire with fast spreading flames, and it was just eating up all that dry grass. We eventually got the fire out and got the hose untangled, and I think that's what put the fire out. It was very scary.
I suspect I'm not going to buy so much hay either this winter, but it's good to have some hay around. Of course, we need some for the chickens, and then also when it gets super cold, we'll put some in there for the pigs. You can really tell how many of these you accumulate during the off season. Like right now, we're not using all these. Since that day, I almost burned down this barn. I thought, we need to be prepared. And so I bought a couple of these just to be safe. I bought one for this barn. If I would have had one of these extinguishers, I definitely would have used it, because I think it would work better than trying to use my low pressure water hose. This one comes with this little clip that you hang it on, so that way you can easily just come in here and then just grab it and use it if you need it. our heat lamps that we use for our brooders. That's why I use these ones. These are a little bit more safe from Premier One, rather than the cheap like $5 ones you get at the hardware store. And this is less likely that they can fall and then start a fire. Having hay like this just piled up, it's like old hay. I mean, it's super dry out. Definitely haven't had too much rain. It's probably not best, right? I mean, it looks like probably a fire hazard with all the hay in here. Now that got me thinking about this barn. We do a lot of stuff in here. We have a lot of stuff in here. And I just started thinking about, man, what if this went up? After that day, some of those things and thoughts started crossing my mind of like, how can we be better prepared for such things or accidents? And I guess, yeah, we got to think about that stuff. Kind of at the entryway, I did install one of these fire extinguisher. I think that is step one. I think that is important. Also, just today, we installed this first aid wall cabinet. I made sure they had this sticker on here where there's no question that this is first aid. We have some disposable gloves in here, Band-Aids. This kit's like a little mini backpack off of Amazon. It has all the necessary stuff in here also. It has bandages, ice pack. I mean, this is pretty much all in one, and they make it easy for you to buy. Now, this is not a sponsored video or anything. This is just something I think that it's important to talk about, and I can leave some links down below on some of the things that we bought, just to be safe. Location where we put it, it's kind of like in the middle of this barn, so that way if somebody's walking in, they don't necessarily have to know where anything's at, but they will see that first aid sticker and be like, okay, there's a first aid. I remember an accident happened when I was working at my friend Justin's homestead where he cut his hand, and I ended up driving him to the hospital. And I think ever since then it kind of made me more aware of like, yeah, I mean, these are farms. I mean, we're working on a farm and accidents happen like that. Some of you guys watching, some of the things that you do to prepare for emergencies, maybe something I didn't know or didn't touch on, leave a comment, and maybe we could keep that conversation going in the comments, things that you do to prepare for those things. Because I mean, the longer we do this stuff, unfortunately, yeah, accidents are gonna happen. And I think we should just all kind of be prepared about these things, and that's just gonna make it hopefully not such a big ordeal. But hopefully this video kind of started that conversation or made you think of like, yeah, the accidents can happen on the homestead or the farm. But I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a comment below. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Be safe. Being from Southern California, I know very well how fires can spread. I remember growing up, and there was a field in back of my house, and I remember getting evacuated. We would, knock on your door in the middle of the night and say, hey, you guys gotta leave because the fire's coming. Nothing ever happened, but after that day, it reminded me of that. Are you serious? Come on. Hey, pigs. Hey, pigs. So apparently the pigs do what they want now. You guys should just have your way with me, aren't you?